Ramps, quarter pipes, half pipes, and stuff like that all fall into transition skating. Most of the beginner tricks are pretty easy, but the cool thing about transitions is it looks sick. Style is king, so make it steezy. This is a rock and roll. Slam the middle of your board down on the coping, stall it out for a second, then turn 180 as you're coming back into the ramp. Really poke that thing out if you want to make it count. This is called decking your rock and roll. Use all the different areas of your board to slide across the coping. You don't really need to ollie into any of these. Just apply some pressure on the tail as you're going into a move and don't get hung up on the coping on your way back in. A blunt stall is a sick beginner trick that looks a lot harder than it is. Go straight up and jam that back truck just over the coping, and with a super subtle pop off the coping, roll back into the ramp, fakie. Don't hang around too long on that coping though. It's just a quick visit. All right, let's lock that coping between our wheels and make some music. There are a ton of grinds, but let's focus on some basics. The 50-50. This is where both trucks are grinding the coping. The 5-0 is just the back truck grinding while the front truck hangs in the air. Just act like you're going for a 50-50, but push the tail down without dragging the tail. It's just gonna look a lot cooler that way. A Smith grind is the back truck grinding the coping while the front truck is pointed down into the ramp. Just put most of the pressure on the tail and use your front finger to point the nose. Feeble is where the back truck is grinding while the front truck is up on the deck, pointing away from the transition. Kind of the same rules as a Smith, but opposite, if that makes sense. This is where you really start impressing people. A sick air is a universal language for anyone. Approach the coping at a good speed. Right as you're about to hit it, give it a little pop and move your whole hand up into the air. It's kind of like an ollie, but you need to aim your landing. Turn 180 while you're in midair and aim for the vertical part of the transition. The higher up the wall you land, the cooler it looks. Practice this one because good air time will take you a long way. So on our airs, we're landing clean into the ramp, but with a disaster, you're gonna smash your board into the coping before diving back into the transition. This is an old school power move that will get your dad hyped. Pop a sick air, but not super high. Turn 180 and spot your landing. The middle of your board smashes right into the coping. Bam! Put some pressure on the nose to keep that back truck from getting hung up. Right away clean. You've done a disaster. Here's what it looks like when you can put it all together. Yeah, now you're fingerboarding. Those were just the basics to get you rolling. Now take these tips as a jump-off point and start trying whatever trick pops into your head. Remember, you can't get far without the fundamentals, so get these right and then start going big. Hey, if you were feeling this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more just like it, slam that subscribe button.